Happy Monday, motherfuckers. So, being Monday morning and being last night was the season finale of Game of Thrones, let's have that discussion right now. Let's talk about that for a moment. Okay? Spoiler alert. I'll be nice. I'll be easy, quick about this. Spoiler alert. So, Littlefinger's dead. We've been waiting for that for a while. Finally happened. Let's discuss that first. I've been waiting for that motherfucker to get cut up since like the second season. He's a piece of shit. He's a stinky little fucker. He's a dirty pervert. And he basically has a constant hard-on for every Stark woman. It's ridiculous, you know. But he's dead. He's finally dead. And in beautiful fashion, Arya kills him with the dagger that he tried to kill Bran with, or have Bran killed with. You know, trying to blame it on Tyrion and all that shit. She just, quick, sliced the throat. You know, I would have liked to see her, like, as she's doing that little dance, you know, walk around him, just come up the back of him and just needle right through the back of his fucking neck, poke out the front, you know, and just let him gurgle for a while. I feel like the slice was too quick. He needed to suffer a little bit more. But you know what? A+ for the Stark girls. They finally got what they needed and wanted, and they are rid of Littlefinger. So, as customary, let's all have a moment of silence for Littlefinger. Nope, we're not going to do that because he's a piece of shit. And he deserved to die. So, no moment of silence for that fuckstick. Now, let's discuss the fact that Bran, out of all the people in the world, that all-knowing, omniscient motherfucker decided to spill the beans to Tarly? You tell Tarly that Jon is a Targaryen before anybody else? Why? Why Tarly? I mean, I get it, he's a good dude and everything, but like, of all the people you could have told, why him? Like, fucking hell. And as he's telling the story, basically, you know, being the three-eyed raven and seeing past, present, and future all together and whatnot, how does he not see Jon and Dany fucking as he's basically telling this little story to Tarly? So, I mean, it is what it is, but incest is back in, like plaid in summer. It's back in style, apparently. Really, incest has never really left royalty in that sense. I mean, you know, throughout history and throughout, you know, Westeros and the entire Seven Kingdoms, royalty and incest go hand in hand. Whether it's intentional, unintentional, it goes hand in hand. So now we got Jon and Dany that are fucking. And what's gonna happen once they find out? Like, cause you know somebody's gonna tell, like Sam's gonna tell Jon, cause Sam doesn't know that he fucked her. So Sam's gonna tell him. And then Jon's gonna be like, meh, yeah, about that. No, that can't be true because I just slept with her on the boat like 3 hours ago. Like, we fucked out. No, she can't be. No, she is. And now Jon isn't really a Snow, and he's not really Jon. He's a Targaryen, and he's got a different first name. I couldn't really understand her. It's towards the end of the episode, and I was rushing around getting ready for work, but it doesn't matter. Now his name's not Jon Snow anymore. He's gonna fuck with everybody. So that's gonna have to dealt with next season. Now, what do we do about Cersei being pregnant? And whose is it? I mean, you would kind of assume it's Jaime's because that's the original brother-sister fucking team. Yeah, there's a fucking car in the woods. Damn! I'm gonna go loot that shit. They're the original brother-sister fucking team. So you would assume that baby is Jaime's. But I don't know. This past season, there's been a real disconnect between those two. Like, Jamie still loves her because Jamie's a hopeless romantic. I don't know, but he loves her, and he's always gonna love her, and not like in that brother-sister way, like in that you're the only one for me way, and we belong together kind of way. Like, so yeah, but she's not about that because she's had that new dude hanging around, and then fucking Theon's uncle, he was hanging around for a minute. You know, they were trying to get together because he's trying to smash out. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Lighter doesn't work. So, I mean, it could be a Greyjoy baby. It could be a double Lannister baby. We don't know. But we're going to find out. I'll be honest with you, I don't even think it's going to get that far. We may find out whose baby it is or not. But I'm going to be honest, that bitch and this baby ain't making it through the next season. It ain't going to happen. So, you know, it's the point is moot. And the White Walkers. The White Walkers have now officially become a huge fucking problem because, as we've all seen, they have a dragon. And not only do they have a dragon that breathes blue fire. Now, my knowledge of fire, I know that blue is hotter than red. You know, the blue part of the flame is the hottest part of the flame. So, what? What now? Who's the more powerful dragon? I just saw that White Walker dragon take down the entire wall in one foul swoop. Like, no hesitation, just hummingbird that shit. Just floating in one place, just fucking burning down a whole goddamn wall. Now, who survived the wall? We still don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say nobody. But then again, you know, you get a sneaky dude that fucking, you know, hides under some shit and pops out of nowhere. Like, what happened? So, for what the last season was, the episode was on point. You know, it was a great notch in the belt and feather in the cap for this season. It really capped it off nicely. It brought a lot of things together, but I mean, it just, the more now we get to the end of these seasons, the more and more, you know, it becomes a reality and a very clear and present danger that this show will be over soon. And I'm not ready for that. I mean, I'll deal with it. You know, there's plenty of other shows I can keep up on. There's plenty of other shows I can go back to. Silicon Valley's probably still going to go for a bit longer. I still got stuff going. You know, you still got stuff on AMC, Preacher, Walking Dead. Ballers is still going to be going on HBO. I love The Rock. That's a good one. But it's, you know, our Game of Thrones story is coming to a conclusion. You know, I feel like the success of the show is bound to end up creating some, I wouldn't say a spin-off, but, you know, maybe like a prequel or continuation type of thing afterwards. I mean, let's face it, like, George R.R. Martin wrote himself a stack of books. Okay, great. You know, and eventually every story must come to an end. That's just the way it works. But HBO won't say no to the possibility of money. Everybody, well, let me rephrase that. People like a prequel nowadays. People like a sequel. So they got a lot of options. You know, they could easily do like a 2 or 3 season prequel, or even like a 6-part miniseries event type of thing, and just get everybody coming back for it. So I don't think HBO is going to drop this cash cow quite yet. We're going to get one more season, and like I said, I really think that HBO is going to milk that one for all it's worth. I'd like at this point. I mean, if I had my way, series finale, 2 hours, 2 hours, maybe 2.5, maybe 2.5. It needs to be. If you're really going to be ending the series, you need to make it like movie level event. I mean, fuck. Even do it in the theaters. Like, make it a full-on HBO in-theater movie. Fuck, man, make it 2.5. Make it 3 hours. If you were to make a 3-hour series finale Game of Thrones movie, people would pay $15 a ticket all day. All day for that shit. Let it get a run in theaters. It'll come out. They'll buy it. It's fine. People would pay out the ass for that shit. I think HBO should do it because you know what? I'd like to go to a theater and see big screen Game of Thrones. Get stoned beforehand. Just smoke a nice fucking fat one. Just go to the theater. Sneak in some snacks because fucking movie popcorn is disgusting. And fucking ride it out. So, yeah. To recap, we lost Peter Baelish. The White Walker's dragon just took down the entire wall. And Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen are fucking. Which I saw coming a mile away. It was bound to happen. I mean, really, like, Emilia Clarke in that show has not fucked anybody like all season almost. Like, it's not a Game of Thrones season until somebody's fucking somebody they probably shouldn't be. It works that way. Whether it was Littlefinger and fucking what's her name up in the Vale, crazy bitch. It's Jaime and Cersei. It's Jon and Dany. It's Tyrion's whore and his father. It's Game of Thrones is built around fucking people you shouldn't be fucking. So it was bound to happen. It happened. It was a tastefully done scene, but it's gonna be a weird off season. The finale didn't quite feel like a finale. If they had ended that episode with like a voiceover and a pan, a cut to Bran telling whoever about Jon and Dany. Okay, but then you see them fucking, and then you go to the wall. And it was like, no, I'm sorry. It's not even like too much of a cliffhanger situation. It's just like, it felt wrong. If it when that snowdrop, that snowflake came down and hit Jaime's hand, if it had gone from that, and then as he's riding off, that little voiceover of Bran, talking to himself, or, Sam's already in the room and he's already talking to him. And then you show that whole little thing, and then you show the flashback to Lyanna Stark and Targaryen getting married, and the baby thing, and then either cut that, or you can go to Jon knocking on Dany's door, but then cut there, door opens, cut there, end of season, cut it right there. You know what? I didn't. Now they fucked, okay? I feel like maybe the next morning type of scene should have been oh, I feel pregnant type of thing. And then you cut to the wall and it's fucking the wall's gone down. And who survived? Who made it? Who didn't make it? It was too much, I get the idea of a cliffhanger, but, for the sake of storytelling and cinematography, I feel like you could have done just as well cutting right there, or somewhere close to that. You know, I think he could have done better. But we'll see. Next season's coming around eventually. Wait for fucking ever for that shit. Ooh. But we'll see how this off season goes, and you know, football's starting soon, so that's where my focus is going to end up being. But I'm going to go enjoy a beer before work and get this goddamn thing done. Everybody enjoy the rest of their fucking week. I'm down here in Florida. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh, it's so bad.